and welcome to a new series called COVID Corner, a series consisting in discussion on how companies are adapting to the new normal. I'm joined by Fares Ksebati of MySwimPro. He's a previous guest of mine, amazing guest. Fares, thank you so much for joining me today.
Cameron, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Of course. So I want to get things started out with, because MySwimPro is in the tech industry specifically. So how has the pandemic affected the tech world?
Yeah, for sure. This is crazy times. Unprecedented has probably been used too many times in too many headlines. But I think for the tech industry, it's actually really diverse. So some companies have benefited massively. You think we're doing this over Zoom right now. So, companies like that, some of those hotter, bigger companies have actually seen some benefits. I would say it's hit or miss though. And for MySwimPro specifically, because we're a tech company within a category of fitness, more specifically swimming, the fitness industry actually has been hit in a diverse way as well. But on the tech side, it really depends on the company. And for companies that can really take advantage of the working from home movement, like a Zoom or any company that leverages that kind of software as a service, they're probably doing really well. For MySwimPro, it's sort of the flip side of that, because even though we're a tech company, our category specifically and subcategory fitness and then swimming is taking a massive hit. And it's just going to take 6 to 12 months for things to sort of get back to a better new normal for us.
Totally. With the need of swimming pools, how has your customers adapted? I saw you guys have land exercises they can do as well, but yeah, how has that looked?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really difficult when you're a swimming related company and swimming pools are closed to operate the way you'd want. So for us, I mean, there's actually a few different ways people can engage. It's not just going to a swimming pool. You could go open water, but when you're stuck in your house for a quarantine, you can only do home workouts. So we want to take advantage of the existing community that we have. And so when we pivoted about 6 months ago when the pandemic started, it was all about how can we empower people inside of their house to keep active, to stay active. And we were doing live workouts. We incorporated, we changed the application. We changed our pricing model. We're doing a whole lot of things that we didn't really plan on doing. And some things we were thinking about doing, but we had to accelerate them 6 to 12 months ahead of schedule just to be able to meet up with the demand and the needs of the community.
Yeah. How has it looked for you personally? Have you been able to make it to a pool or teach or train yourself?
I actually went 100 days without touching the water, which is actually the longest break I've ever taken in over 10 years. And so, for some people, that's actually really, really difficult, because when you do something your entire life, and it could just be 5 years, 10 years, some people 50 years, they've been swimming every other day, almost every single day.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden to have a period of 3, 4, 5 months, I still today talk to people who haven't been able to get back into the water. And, the reason why swimming is so unique is, some people can't run. They have, lower body injuries or restrictions. And so they rely on swimming. And when you can't do the thing that you rely on for mental and physical health for 5, 6 months, it's really devastating. For me, I'm really fortunate. I've been able to get back in the pool, and I'm really enjoying it. Pools are closing here in the next week for open water. Season's going to kick off, but we'll keep things moving. But I'm in a really fortunate position.
Awesome. So how has numbers looked for MySwimPro, say like resubscriptions and just the trends and customers wise?
Yeah, our numbers are all over the place.
Yeah.
I would say like our business, a lot of others, it's very volatile. So, a lot of businesses took a hit in March and April, and we were no different. I mean, we saw our subscriber base plummet like 8% in the first month. I think it was that was April. And since then, I mean, our overall base is down about 20%. So, active paying members, you don't want to be down 20% over 6 months, especially when the company, since I started it, we were growing by that amount per half year. So, we're going in the wrong direction if you look at our graph, it's like going up and then it just goes the opposite direction. But I think we're going to start to level off on sort of the bottom, the floor, but there's so much uncertainty right now in the market. You have to be cautiously optimistic, because the worst thing you can do is set yourself up for disappointment, where you think everything's just going to snap back to normal, and it ends up taking a lot longer. And that's what you don't want to be in that position.
For sure. Well, I'd like to conclude with this. If there's any word of encouragement or advice that you may have for other companies also learning how to adapt to this, what would that be?
My best piece of advice is to stay focused on the long game. You can't be making decisions for short-term opportunities. You have to be smart with your time and really focus on what are we trying to build in the next 3 to 5 years, and focus on that, because you're going to have speed bumps along the road, just like this coronavirus and pandemic has shown us. So stay
For sure.
motivated, stay positive, and focus on the long game.
Absolutely. Fares, thank you so much for joining me. And the listeners, thank you for tuning in to COVID Corner.
You bet. Thanks for having me.